we end up paying meager bucks in lawsuits. And for that reason, I think we need a centralized personnel department. Each county elected official has his or her own way of county personnel department. There is nothing centralized. So they do whatever they want to do. And just recently, we ended up with a $500,000 lawsuit. And you probably remember this summer, and that's going to be passed on to us on our taxes. I believe with a centralized personnel department with rules and guidelines and regulations for all the county elected officials, it will protect the employees and it will save us, the taxpayers, a lot of money.
Thank you so very kindly. Hello, this is Clara. Hello?
As I see it.
As I See It by Bosie Walker.
Yes, as I see it, everybody that has a voting card is going to vote this time because yesterday I voted at 5:30. I went by that morning and the line was too long and looked like over 1,000 people voted yesterday up on Lincoln at the Oklahoma County Election Board. So as I see it, it's going to be a great turnout for the vote for the candidates this year.
I'm sure glad you see that. You see it.
I see it. It's going to be great because it look like everybody with a voting card is out voting.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Walker. Thank you so very kindly. And thank you for going to Tulsa with us. How did you enjoy it?
That was great, and I think the children enjoyed it, and we had some very good workshops for the children.
Oh, well, thank you so very kindly. As you see it.
As I see it, the kids learned a great deal at the workshop in Tulsa.
Okay, thank you so very kindly.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the Clara Luper radio show. I have a very distinguished guest here in the studio with me, and we will be telling you at 9:30 about what's happening. I've been telling you, but maybe you didn't listen to me. Kenneth told you, maybe you didn't listen to him. But today, you will have the opportunity to listen to Mrs. Esther Pickens from St. John's Missionary Baptist Church. You have heard it as I see it. And I told you at the beginning of the show that Matthew McDaniel, our news reporter, who brought to us words of wisdom, was buried, and I will have some more to tell you about that before the show is over. This is Clara.
Hey, Miss Luper.
Yes.
This is Tracy McDaniel.
Yes, Tracy.
I'd like to thank you personally for putting my dad on the radio show every morning, every Saturday morning. I'd like to thank the listeners for listening. You guys don't know how much that meant to him when we go out in the public and people would tell him all the time, appreciate your words of wisdom. That meant a lot for my dad. I'd like to thank the supporters that came out to the funeral on Wednesday. He had a great life, but I just want to thank the Oklahoma City audience.
Well, we need to thank you because we had never seen anything like the funeral of your dad. And you and your family and your beautiful mother conducted him just like he would have liked it. You gave the people in Oklahoma an opportunity to speak. And did they speak? Some spoke with tears in their eyes, and some spoke with smiles on their faces, remembering what Fluky McDaniel had done for them. I shall never forget the remarks that were made by Bishop Bowie, Bishop Lewis, and other ministers. You would have been surprised. And I had a friend that passed on 36 in Kelly, and they said, what is going on? Who is that? Because Oklahoma City had never seen anything like the funeral service of Mr. McDaniel. And I need to tell you that Craig, Darrell, Tracy, Robert Henry, Tracy, and Von Trail were the pallbearers, and Charles Henry III. But in making the program, you did not forget those people that had been so close to him, like T.J. Scott, Otis Ely, Leroy Moore, Lavelle Watson, Charles Mays, George Scott, Ben Blair, and others. Nor did you forget the deaconesses' boards and the women's work who served as flower bearers. It was something that we shall never forget. And people came from all over the country. And you pointed out as you delivered the eulogy for your father, and you did it. You did it well. You pointed out some of the people that had come from Arizona, from Georgia, from Texas. I thought that was commendable.
Well, he was a great man, and we wanted to pay him tribute and honor for the 84 years of service. I find out since his demise that people from all over are coming by the house saying, you know what, your daddy gave me this and he gave me that. And a lot of these stories we'd never heard before. And so I'm just thinking that just made it so much more special. And so I just want to thank the people and continue to ask them to pray for my mom and family.
Well, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. People have been calling me and they want additional programs from that services. Could you get some for our office?
We have some already.
Okay, there. Well, we would need it. Thank you so very kindly, Tracy. And you told one thing that I shall never forget. You say that your daddy was so proud of his children, and he had told them. Will you tell the audience what you said about? He was telling his a friend how many degrees his
Oh,
kids had. Tell that
he
to
would
our audience.
he loved his family, Miss Luper. Always talked about the kids, and he would go around telling people, "What do you think about somebody who has 4 children with master's degrees?" And he would just brag, 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 and sometimes it was almost embarrassing. But he found his cousin one day. He was telling his cousin, he said, "What do you think about a person who has 4 kids with master's degrees?" And she said, "Matthew, I have 9 with master's degrees." And it was complete silence in the room, and we hadn't heard that for a long time. Complete silence from my dad.
Well, in your eulogy, you also described how your father would always give to people. Would you share just a minute of that with me?
Well, he was just a giving person. Even some of the people, some of the old missionaries and some of the elders in the church, every time he would shake their hands when he'd meet them, he'd have $5 in their hand for them. And it was just continuous giving. Another little fellow told me the other day, he said, "Your dad sent me to a national convention one time." And we never heard that. But he would give them so much that when he didn't show up, the members would ask us for the money, and we wouldn't give it. And we would go back home and tell my dad that the lady had the audacity to ask us for the money, and my dad chewed us out. And so the next time we met the lady, then we had to give the money. So, but he was just a giving person. Gave, and we just didn't know how much until recently.
When you state and regional conventions, yes, we have lost a wheel out of our progress. And we were happy because he received the Clara Luper Service and Achievement Award. And every Saturday morning on the Clara Luper radio show, you would hear his words of wisdom. Clara reporting. Calvin, I know you got to say something.
Good morning, Mom. I have to say that first of all because it's such a thrill, such a pleasure to be here on the Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in beautiful living color, taking our time in the beautiful blue room here at KTLV. There are a lot of things that I'd like to say about a lot of things that we talked about, but I want to say thank you for last week when we were on the highway and we were able to do the Clara Luper Radio Show. That was difficult, but it was also fun. And thank you to radio listening audience, one of the most intelligent listening audiences in the world. Thank you for letting us know that we did a good job. Of course, I too am filled with emotion, a sense of sadness, but then around the sadness, I got a sense of strength because of the fact that I had opportunity to be counseled by, to be talked to by, and to be inspired by Fluky McDaniel. Over my little short lifetime, Fluky has been an integral part of it. I think of our high school years when his family and us, we were always into something. We were going to do something. But Fluky was there with a strong will, with a strong attitude, and some very strong words. Because, as a teenager, I was a little hard-headed. And Fluky wouldn't let me get away with nothing. If Mom wasn't around, if Dad wasn't around, Fluky was there as that extra parent. You hear people talk about an extended family and a village to raise a child. Fluky was a firm believer in that. And all the discipline that he didn't administer if I was doing something that he didn't think was right. He made sure that you found out or that Dad found out. But thank you, Fluky. Thank you so much. Thank you for the times that we worked together there at the OMH. Thank you for the many moments of inspiration that you've given us here on the Clara Luper Radio Show. Made it a difficult week, but I know that your work is not over with now. I know that your work will still be productive because your kids and those of us whose lives you've touched, you made a difference. And that difference, I'm certain, I hope, I know, at least in my life, I know that it will continue to be an inspiration to me. But most of all, it's going to keep me focused on the right things, to do the right things at the right time. So thank you, Fluky McDaniels. Thank you not only for what you did for your family, but what you did for our family, the NACP family, the Freedom Center, the workers that you've hired over the years. Just thank you, Fluky. We appreciate it. And Tracy, you know we all have a strong job to do, but have no fear. Your daddy left a good mark while he was here.
Thank you, Calvin. I would like to thank Lady Ruth Hunter, who so eloquently spoke on behalf of KTLV and the radio family. I would like once again to extend our sincere sympathy to the McDaniel family. And I would like to tell you that family would just like to say thanks to all of you because you expressed so many acts of kindness during Mr. McDaniel's illness and death. And they have one wish for each one of you. May God bless and keep you. Clara Luper reporting. Calvin, something is happening in Oklahoma City, and we have a beautiful young lady to tell us about it. What is your name, please?
Mrs. Luper, my name is Esther Pickens.
Okay, Esther, I'm so happy to have you here today as my very, very distinguished guest. And I would like for you to tell me something that I do not know. Tell me something, please, and tell me quickly something that I do not know. Tell me.
Well, Mrs. Luper, first of all, I just want to thank you for giving me the privilege to come on and share with your listening audience about St. John Missionary Baptist Church's 85th anniversary banquet and gala that will be presented at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum at 1700 Northeast 63rd on November the 13th at 7 p.m. And then I would like to also share with you a few of the events that will be taking place at that time. We have...
Yes? What do you have?
We have...
What? What do you have?
We will be presenting 50-year and over members. And the last count I taken, it was 83 members that was 50 years old and over.
Wait a minute. You talking about 50 years old, or do you mean there's been members?
I mean 50-year membership and over.
Tell me some of those members.
I was going to say, I
been
know some
at St.
50-year-olds in St. John that have been there
Tell
since
me
they were born.
some. Just name about 5 of those members.
Those 50-year members that's been there.
Yes.
Well, one would be Sister Mildred Fish, Sister Mady Scarborough, Sister Etha Peachland, and Brother Cecil Emery, and
yes.
Well, just several.
That's several. Now you named 4 or 5 women,
4 or 5.
But you didn't name any men that's been there for 50 years.
Well, Brother Cecil Emery is one of the men that has been there for 50 years.
Tell me another one that's been there for 50 years.
Aaron Davis.
Okay, so you're going to honor 80-some members that have been at St. John for 50 years.
Yes, the last count.
The last count
that I observed was 83 that had 50-year membership and over.
Oh, great. Okay.
Sister Pickens, while you're talking 50 years, I'm thinking, I know some people that we were at Bible school together at St. John a long time ago. But I don't know. Do they have to have regular attendance to be honored, or how you choosing that? I mean,
Well, they
see what I'm
are regular members. Some of them are ill. Some of them are no longer active. But during their years
saying?
of
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of a good friend of mine. I don't know how often he attends church now, but I know he's been a member of St.
Who are you
John.
thinking about,
You
Calvin?
think I should say it out loud?
Yes.
I
yes,
got it. Otis Anderson. OT. OT Anderson.
yeah,
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 okay.
uh-huh.
He deserves a 50-year something, you know.
Well,
Well,
you give it to him,
well,
Calvin,
I
because
give it to him
I
for being a
think that
member.
you're talking about Otis Anderson is the son of our late.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
And Otis works out at the in the Spencer area
Right.
with the community
Right.
action program.
He
But I
have
thought of him in St. John because he loved him some St. John Church, and it's like all the
Okay.
members of St. John.
Yeah.
They just
Okay,
love being a
Calvin.
member. But I had to throw that out.
Okay,
Yeah.
Don't
you
shoot
throw
me,
it out,
Otis.
okay, just a
Hold
minute.
on,
Hello,
Sister
this is
Pickens.
Clara. Hello.
Mrs. Luper, my name is Joyce Webb. I'm one of your longtime supporters, but I just called to remind you that we have one of your members of St. John here, Mrs. Dolly Webb. She's a 50-year member. She was 97 years old a couple
Right.
of days ago.
Miss Dolly Webb is 97 years old.
Yes, we're having a party for her today at Emerald Woods at 2:30.
Oh, sure. I sure
Okay.
should be
Where's
at that party.
Amberwood? Where's that?
Oh, Calvin, I know where
59.
Amberwood.
100 Robinson.
Okay.
900 North Robinson.
And you're having a party for her, and she's 97?
Yes, she just came in here a week ago Wednesday. She's still up on her feet. But my mother's here in the nursing home, so we could not keep her at home any longer. So they're right here next door to each other, 306 and 308.
Oh, wonderful. Well, happy birthday. And I know Calvin will be singing happy birthday today.
All
Today,
right,
Jeff.
thank you.
All right, be a
And God
pleasure.
bless
And
Oh,
you.
Joyce,
okay.
Joyce,
Yes.
this is Esther. I'm sure glad that you called in with that. I just turned my page and saw where I had written because I just recently got that information that she had been put in Amberwood.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you shared that with Mrs. Luper's listening audience and also with us here at this radio station this
Well,
morning.
just
Thank you
wanted
so
to-
much.
Thank you again, and have a blessed day.
Thank
All
you.
right, it will be. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Well, this is an important time of the year, and we're going to continue with our interview about St. John. But, Mom, can I read this ad about opio? No, you don't want to hear that about opio out there, do
Oh,
our
yes, we
listening
want to hear
audience?
about
They want to hear
opio.
about opio, too,
Yes,
right?
they want to hear about opio because opio is in Bartlesville today.
Uh-huh.
And that's the only reason he's not here.
I know.
Read
I know.
that, Calvin,
Let me
and tell
read
us
this
about
one.
it. Sure.
Opio Toure is our strong voice at the Oklahoma State Capitol. Since his election to the House of Representatives, Opio Toure has worked hard to ensure that the state legislature address the needs and the concerns of the residents of House District 99. That's why the leading political commentaries and people have once again named Opio Toure as one of the top 10 state legislatures. On November the 2nd, that's a few days away, on November the 2nd, let's reelect Opio Toure. He's a Democrat as our state representative for House District 99. If you'd like to volunteer with the Opio Toure campaign or to get some campaign literature, call at 424-4600. Hey, this ad was paid for by the Opio Toure Campaign Committee. 2004, Dr. Don Cumby and George Wesley, co-chairpersons. I think the key part of that ad, though, is November the 2nd, 2004. where
Opio
we'll be-
Toure.
and Opio Toure, where we have an opportunity to vote.
Okay, hello.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Hello, Mrs. Luper, and hello to Calvin, and hello to you in Radio Land. I'm Lady Ruth Hunter,
Good.
and I wanted to call in and say hello to my radio audience and let them know that we are always thinking about them, and we appreciate them listening to us because a number of people were telling me at Lucas' funeral that they listen to us on Saturday morning. So I want to thank those persons who told me that they listen to us on Saturday morning. And I hope that they will continue to listen to us. And I want to tell everyone out there in the radio land, if you have not voted, please get out and vote. And you do not have to vote today. You can vote on Tuesday at your regular election place. So get out and vote. And you people that's going around and don't have anything to do, and you're looking for something else that you don't need, just say no to dope and get on out and vote, because we need
That
your
was cute.
vote. And
What
I'll
was
be
that, Miss
looking
Anna?
for
Say that
you to
again.
be at the polls on next
She
Tuesday
said it once,
and
Cal.
vote and vote. And I don't care who you vote for, but vote for who you want to be in office, because that's what I'm going to do. And I want to see all of you at church Sunday, and that'll give you some inspiration as to who you're going to vote for on Tuesday. So I'll see you at Tuesday at the
But
polls.
well, thank you so very kindly. I would like to say this, and I would like to say this to Governor. We have a governor that I remember so well how he came to the east side and spoke at different churches. And I also remember on his inauguration day, I didn't see one black minister on his program. And he's made one good appointment, and that was a black judge, and we appreciate that. But I don't need Governor Brad Henry to tell me who to vote for.
Oh, did he call you, Mom?
Yeah, he called everybody in this district. Oh,
He
the
called-
governor called me. I want to see the governor come over and eat at Stales. I'd like to see the governor over at Florence. I would like to see the governor at Leo's. These people play with you.
Well, he can't
But
cross
the
colors.
Democratic Party spent thousands of dollars, but how much have they spent in the black community? Hello, this is Clara.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter.
No.
As you know, the NAACP Youth Council meetings are every Monday night at 7 o'clock, and I guarantee you will learn something new. So I hope to see you all there. This is Coco Thomas saying get out and vote.
Thank you, Coco. This is the Clara Luper radio show. Now, I had a preacher that had the audacity to tell me I had no business talking about him. Well, a preacher is a public official,
Oh.
and I can talk about any preacher that I want to talk about. Well, one thing I can do, I can sure talk. Hello, this is Clara Luper, and I'm talking. Mrs. Pickens, I want to know about this program.
Yes, Mrs. Luper. I just want to briefly share with you about our artists that will be performing on November the 13th at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. Daryl Coley is a legendary in his own right, and he has a voice with a gut-wrenching emotion of a blues singer, and has the range and control of a classical tenor and the strength of spirit of a gospel soloist. As a national renowned recording artist for more than 20 years, Daryl Coley's ability to do that effortlessly will remain true to the message of the church he loves. This church has made him one of the most unique and celebrated artists of our age. He's a native of California. He was born in Berkeley in 1955 and raised in Oakland, where he spent the bulk of his development years, influenced equally by his upbringing in the African American church and his vocalist mother's love for gospel, classical, and jazz music. In 1977, Coley's unique musical presence earned him the opportunity to perform with the legendary Hawkins family.
Mm.
And he has done many things in the world of music. He have had workshops, worked with Gospel Music Workshops of America, and all of this had led Coley's solo debut, Just Daryl, in 1985. The string of award nominations and chart-topping albums has never ceased, and he will be performing at the Western Heritage Museum Cowboy Hall of Fame for the 85th anniversary banquet and gala of St. John Missionary Baptist Church. And then on the following Sunday morning, those that won't be able to attend the banquet can come to St. John and hear him perform in person for free. And we just like to invite Oklahoma City to come out and share with us as he performed there in the church on that Sunday morning. And also, I would like to say that we have signs up around billboards in Oklahoma City. Lamar billboards are at 63rd and Kelly, 36th and Kelly, 51st and Martin Luther King, and 402 West Hefner, and 134th and Mount
Well, we
Carmel.
aren't going to look for billboards. We're going to look for tickets. Now, where can we get
And we
tickets?
can get tickets from Kenneth Kilgore or call the church office at 478-3344. And on Sunday,
478. You got to talk a little slower, Sister Pickens. 478. What was the phone number?
33
33
44.
44. Okay, I got it.
And the ticket sales are very low at this point.
Very low.
If there is any left. On Sunday, I think Kenneth said we had 50 tickets left.
50 tickets left.
Yes.
You know what I like about these tickets? They have a big 85 on that, and they have 3 handsome men on those tickets.
Yes.
Reverend Jackson, Johnson, and Jemison. I appreciate the way you honor your people. Thank you so very kindly for being my very distinguished guest, Mrs. Pickens.
Thank you,
There's
Luper.
also a parade
We
or something.
appreciate you.
Won't
Yes,
there be a parade
we
or
will be
a
having
celebration?
our homecoming services on the 21st.
Okay, we aren't
on
going
the
to talk about
21st.
that. We are only talking about what's going to happen on the 13th.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you about November the 6th. The at Faith Memorial Baptist Church, you can get some spaghetti. You can get a spaghetti dinner, a whole spaghetti dinner with homemade spaghetti, garlic bread, salad, and dessert. Desserts of all kinds. Not only that, they are having a silent auction. That's at Faith Memorial Baptist Church, 3117 North Kelly, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. A spaghetti dinner and silent auction at Faith Memorial Baptist Church, 3117 North Kelly in Oklahoma City. I say enjoy it. It's sponsored by Evelyn J. Robinson, chapter number 147 OES. So you didn't like what I said about false people. I would like to repeat that we have a lot of false things. And
I'm trying to get a toupee now. Let's don't be,
Calvin,
don't be talking about too many
that's
false
false
things.
too. False teeth, false fingernails, false hair, and false butter, false colors, false flowers, false grace.
Well, some of those things now we have to have. Now, can you imagine some of say, well, I'm not gonna say going to church, but just say going to the hometown IGA there at Northeast 23rd and Martin Luther King, and some of those people didn't have the false hair on, or didn't have that false color on,
Or false teeth.
or false teeth. And can you imagine what kind of shopping
We sure
that
got
would
some
be?
false politicians. Now, somebody told me, said, Clara,
Well,
you
they
ought
got
to
some
be.
false workers too.
Yeah, we really have. Well, see, I want my people to read, because people will come to you and tell you what all these political parties have done for people. Let me give you a bit of history. It was a Democratic political party that brought segregation to Oklahoma legally. I want that to soak into your medulla oblongata, so you won't have to call me and ask me. If it had not been for that Democratic Party, we would not have had the segregated laws. And it was also a Democrat, E. Melvin Porter, that was able to get those old outdated segregation laws off the book. Don't tell me about your Democrats and what they have done. Now, do you tell me about your Republicans. I had a Republican governor who appointed me on that teacher's board, and I served. I was so proud to be appointed. I had all my students and my family there, and I served for one day, and then that Republican fired me.
That was a Republican governor.
That was a Republican. So don't tell me nothing about the Republicans.
You've been fired by Republicans. You've been fired by Democrats.
And it took us from 1907 to this year, and we've had Democrats in power to get a black person on the state Supreme Court. Don't you tell me nothing about those Democrats. And the Democrats have spent millions of dollars in advertising, but how many dollars have they spent with black people? Well, they can come in the community and get one person. They did it. They got John Pettis, and we haven't heard from him since we have seen John Pettis. You've got to realize that there are a lot of false things. But what I want you to do,
I know what.
I want you to read and think for yourself. Don't let nobody do your thinking. And just because somebody say, this is Governor Brad Henry, get out and vote. Well, Brad Henry, you get out and come over here and buy some gas.
Cross Kelly Street. You'll get all the way
and let me say something
then,
about the presidential election. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Are you happy about paying $2 for gas? Are you happy about people losing jobs? Then you look at the candidates and you decide.
Well, you know what I've decided. And it's a very easy decision because I am a part of the Clara Luper listening audience and a very intelligent listening audience. I decided that when I get that ballot, I haven't voted yet, but I'm going to take my time. I'm going to look at the state questions, and I'm going to vote how I feel about the lottery.
Well, you better vote
I'm
for
going
what you think.
I'm going to go and I'm going to look at the legislature races. I'm going to vote for the legislature candidate that's going to do something to me. Sound like going to do something that's going to help improve our community. I'm going to look at every question on there, and I'm going to make an independent vote. You know, I might end up having what they would call a split ticket, and I think
A
that
split
still would
ticket,
count.
you can vote Democrats or Republicans.
Okay.
And for black people, if the Democrats win, you have a lot of white people in charge. If the Republicans win, you have a lot of white people in charge. Don't fool yourself and think you're going to get something. We've had black legislators out all the time, but what do we have to show for it? I would like for you to come out. I've invited them. They won't even come on my show. And I don't know why they won't come on my show. This is a good show. No, why?
Because you have the most intelligent listening audience in Oklahoma.
And they don't want my audience to hear about this.
They don't want them to know.
So maybe they don't have a plan, hey?
I don't
because
know
I know some people have told me that we're going to build this on the east side, we're going to do this. But I know one thing. I know there are a lot of false things that I like, but I really don't like false friends. I remember we were downtown trying to open the restaurant, and a handsome black man came down there and put his arms around me and said, Clara, I'm with you. And went right in the mayor's office and told that mayor, said, Clara Luper's down here representing herself. I'm on your
Mama,
side.
you think we have time for one more caller?
Yes, let's
Okay,
listen
good
to
morning,
the caller.
caller. How are you doing? Thanks for being a part of the Clara Luper radio show, where we're getting ready for the St. John 85th anniversary banquet.
And we're going to get ready for the vote. We're going to march
getting
in
ready
and
to
vote.
vote on Tuesday, boy. I'm looking forward to that. Got my pen ready. Good morning, caller. Okay, I missed the caller. We just
Well, I want
What's
you to
that red
vote.
thing?
I want you to vote. I want you to vote like you've never voted before, because when they tell us that there are more people that have just come in America that's voting and we aren't voting, I want you to vote. If you're sick, vote. If you're ill, vote. If you're tired, vote. Vote, 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 vote. Well, after you vote on next Saturday, I want you to go out and celebrate. I want you to go out to 4505 Southeast 15th Street in Dale City at 5 p.m. And I want you to go out there and eat with the Jesus is the Answer ministry. 14 years they've been on the air. And I want you to show that appreciation. Calvin?
We'll hear more about that.
Okay,
but then
don't tell me nothing about false and what you aren't going to do. If you don't have sense enough to vote, something is wrong with your mind. That vote determines everything you do, how fast you can drive your car, where you have to get licensed. Calvin, I have someone else. Hello?
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
I just want to say, all these people that got children going to bed hungry and not getting no food, don't vote for nobody been up there a long time and haven't did anything promising what they're going to do. We don't want to hear that kind of mess.
All right.
We want action. You get him in there again, he's still not going to do anything. And we don't have no hero up there. We got a hero right here in town.
Who?
Well, she's a black woman, and she's good looking.
Uh-oh.
All black women are good
And she
looking.
stowed her shoes in the corner, pulled her apron off, got her shoes out of the closet, and said, follow me. When I
Oh, okay.
stand-
Come on, jive me. I love it. Jive me.
This is the Clara Luper radio show. This
Now,
is
remember, I was
I'm
born
out
on
running out of
Health-
time.
I was born on Health Avenue and Skirt Bottom Road ran to my back door, and my telephone number is K-O-K-O. Calvin,
Mom,
you
I'm
better
st-
sing.
I'm
because
still
you
waiting
got-
to hear back from Dr. Kenneth Kilgore. I thought I did that audition the other week. I haven't heard back from him yet.
What, you asked him about
I was
singing in the
auditioning on
ambassador?
trying to get in the choir with him, but I don't know.
Calvin, Kenneth Kilgore is very busy.
Well, that's why I've been
don't know.
patient.
And you know, he has done a tremendous job with this committee.
I was just trying to
being
get
the
on. I was just
chairperson.
trying to get on
We have
in the
13
choir.
committee members.
I'm
that
just
he's
trying to
been
get in the choir.
Well,
That's
Calvin,
all
you
I'm
gotta
doing.
sing. You
Because
got Miss
my
Webb.
singing group, we ready to go nationwide, and I just needed that influence with it. With Sister Dolly Webb, this is a special day because this is your birthday, and this comes from the heart. Another audition.
Mine last week.
And yours was last week, Sister Pickens? Okay, this goes out
Calvin,
for you too.
please sing
Happy
good.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sister Webb. Happy birthday, past Sister Pickens. But happy birthday to you, and may you, may
Sing it,
you
Calvin.
have many, many more.
Calvin, you really do well
This is Clara Luper saying, don't play with me. Get out and vote. Vote.
Split your ticket.
Yeah, split your ticket.
But
But
vote.
don't split. Your head needs splitting if you don't get out and vote.
Better vote for somebody
This
that's
is
going to do
Clara
something.
Luper saying, whatever you do and whatever you do, stay out of trouble. Our jails are filled with people who don't think. Clara Luper saying goodbye, and may God continue to bless each one of you. And I'm happy to report that Nancy Davis is doing nicely. Thank you.
And we'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to the Clara Luper Show. Join Sister Clara Luper here each and every Saturday from 9 until 10 at your number one gospel station, KTLV. And until next Saturday, may God bless you.
And the views and opinions expressed on the preceding program were not necessarily those of AM Radio 1220 KTLV.
This is Clara Luper, and Tuesday, November the 2nd, is our day. A day in which we can make a difference because our one vote will count. That is why we all must get out and vote. Whatever happens, this is Clara Luper counting on you to go to the polls and vote. Get out and remember that your one vote counts. So cast that vote on November the 2nd. Clara Luper with a public service announcement.
KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City, and streaming audio at www.ktlv1220.com.
This is the Jesus is the Answer radio ministry with your host, Pastor Vernon Burris.
The New Covenant Worship Center invites you to worship with them, located at 4238 Northeast 16th Terrace. Their Sunday school is at 10 a.m., morning worship at 11:30 a.m., with Pastor and founder Bishop Lewis Taplin. Once again, that's the New Covenant Worship Center located at 4238 Northeast 16th Terrace in Oklahoma City. The New Life Baptist Church invites you to also worship with them, located at 233 Northwest 88th in Oklahoma City, where Lindell Wallace is the senior pastor. Their Sunday school starts at 9:30, morning worship at 11 a.m. Once again, it's the New Life Baptist Church, located at 233 Northwest 88th in Oklahoma City.
Get ready, Oklahoma City, and the following areas. Jesus is the Answer Ministries proudly presents their 14th year anniversary celebration. Saturday, November the 6th, 2000.